All right, we are live. Let me pull up my other windows here. Give people a second to join.
Yeah.
Welcome everybody to the live stream. Seems like it's been forever.
Yeah, been a little bit.
Yeah, but if you are new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button and that notification bell. We're trying to reach 100 subscribers by the end of the month. But we are going to talk some Panthers football. Oh, we got something in here. Hold on.
What?
Trip One, what's good, man?
What's going on?
Oh, thanks for joining the live stream, man. Appreciate it. Trip, we're gonna be talking some Panthers football right now. If you didn't know, B's active Panthers fan. We cover a lot of Panthers and Ravens on this channel. We will be back tonight to talk some Ravens football for sure. So if you want to hang around and listen to our Panthers, you're more than welcome to join. But okay, so is the game officially over? I turned it off after they got like.
Yeah, no, it's over. 46-23.
Yeah, it was awful. It was awful. I actually picked the Panthers to win that game, and there we go. Yeah, look, man, I was feeling good. I was feeling good after the performance last week, and they took the lead early, and I thought in it, and just a couple of things went wrong. And look, this is going to be what the Panthers are this year, right? Like they had to play mistake-free football to beat the better teams in the league. Right? They don't have enough talent, at least on the defensive side, to get in the hole.
Well, yeah, I mean, not even really on the offensive side either. The O-line isn't good enough.
No.
But that's really what it comes down to. They can't beat the better teams. This is their 5th loss in a row. It is their first blowout loss.
Mm-hmm.
But once they gave up that 98-yard touchdown run to none other than Ronald Jones, the wheels came off.
That was that one hurt. They weren't out of the game yet, but that one definitely hurt.
No, that was the beginning of the end. It all went bad from there, basically. Tampa Bay got after Bridgewater a good bit. I think they finished with, I think it was 3 sacks, 8 quarterback hits, 7 tackles for loss. Bridgewater actually injured his knee late in the game. One of their starting guards, John Miller, also injured his knee and ankle. It was an all-around bad day. The defense is just terrible. They cannot get off the field on 3rd down. Last I looked, Tampa was, I believe it was 9 for 11 on 3rd down conversions. And you're just not gonna win games giving up 3rd downs constantly like that. It just doesn't happen.
Yeah, it was a combination of things going on. Hold on a second here. I'm
third down conversions.
Pulling up the sportscaster stream. Look, you guys in the offseason are going to really have to work on the cornerback position. All right. That's one. That's the main thing I would say is cornerback, because I was thinking about it during the game. It's like, look, they just have way too much talent, right? If they had a bad week last week, whatever. But I mean, you look at the talent that they have, it's just too much. Even if you had a good defense, it's a lot to handle.
Yeah.
And that division has like 4 or 5 of the best wide receivers in the league. Right? You have Julio Jones, Mike Evans. Now you got AB,
Michael Thomas.
Yeah. And Chris Godwin's up there too. Right?
And Antonio Brown.
Yeah, so like they have 3 of them.
Yeah.
They have 3 of them. So like
they've got Gronkowski.
Yeah, and you got Gronkowski who's starting to hit his stride a little bit. We thought he was completely washed, but it looks like he still has a little bit left in the tank. And maybe he's just pacing himself. But yeah, that team is stacked, man, and they're set for later down the stretch. Doesn't matter if they have a bad game here and there, but they have the talent to compete with anybody.
Yeah, and this is a situation where I'm not overly upset about the loss, not freaking out about the loss.
Yeah.
They
Yeah. It was competitive in the first half.
This is what they wanted to be. They intentionally let go of their entire defense. They let James Bradbury walk. They cut Eric Reed. They let go of Mario Addison, Gerald McCoy, Dontari Poe. Like, they let everybody go. They put a bunch of rookies out there. They weren't trying to stop anybody on defense. I'm not sure why they paid Shaq Thompson if you're letting everybody go, but I guess that kind of is what it is. But yeah, this was what this season was going to be. I said it before the season started. Look for about 6 wins or so out of this group, because they'll be able to score on just about anybody, and they won't be able to stop anybody.
Yeah,
and, that's just what it is.
I do want to point out, at the end of the game, Teddy Bridgewater got hurt.
Yeah,
I'm not sure if it was an ankle or what.
They said it's his knee.
It's his knee.
Yeah,
I'm hoping it's not serious. I saw he walked back to the locker room. They checked him out on the sideline for a little bit.
Yeah.
Let's just hope it's nothing too serious.
Hopefully not, but we'll see. Walking back doesn't mean it's all right.
No, it doesn't. Yeah, no, not at all, not at all. But it's better than getting carted off, I think.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's better aesthetically, at least. I mean, I've seen guys walk back to the locker room with torn ACLs. So
sure, but when they get carted off, you're almost certain that they're done. So there's still a little bit of optimism.
Yeah, there's not a lot of Paul piercing in the NFL.
No. So
hopefully he's okay. Like I said, their offensive lineman John Miller also got hurt late in the game.
Yeah,
so hope he's all right as well.
Mm-hmm.
They should be getting Christian McCaffrey back next week. He came back for 1 week to let everybody know how good and important he is, and then decided to take this week off.
Yeah.
They've got coming up. They've got Detroit, Minnesota, Denver, Green Bay, Washington, and New Orleans. So
there's some games on that schedule.
There's a few winnable games. Like I said, I think they're going to finish up right around, like I said, that 6-win mark, and hopefully they go to work on that defense again in the offseason, shore up the offensive line, and like you said, work on the secondary.
Yeah, to me, what I'm seeing is they need corners for sure. I mean, they need Bradbury, but corners, a couple. And I don't know. I know you drafted Derek Brown, and he's young. You might have to get another interior D lineman.
They can pick up a D tackle later. They've got Derek Brown, they've got Gross Matos, they've got Brian Burns, and it looks like they hit on all of them. Their D line is going to be really, really good.
They got
over the next few years.
The interior D line, your D line got bullied today.
Well, yeah, look, and Derek Brown wasn't in on that 98-yard touchdown for whatever reason. An obvious rundown, inside their opposing 5-yard line. You would think he would be in. But, I mean, maybe he was tired or whatever. Maybe he got dinged up or something. I don't know. He just wasn't in. Like you said, they got blown up. And Jeremy Chin, for all of his athleticism, like Arif Hassan said, can't maintain his top speed very long. You saw it because he was catching up to Ronald Jones pretty easily. And then all of a sudden he started fading.
Yeah. He needed to take an extra step before he went for a tackle. He had him. He did catch up to him.
He caught up to him, and then he started fading back. That's why he dove, because he wasn't going to catch him.
I think he thought he was close enough to where he can just dive.
You gotta watch it again, because he came up real fast, and then he stopped, and then and he started going back a little bit, and then he dove immediately because he was going to lose him. So he was just trying to grab his feet.
I don't think he was fading. Like they say, he stopped. I don't think he faded. I think he was kind of sizing up a little bit. Like, okay, now I can just bring him down by his legs. I think he needed to take an extra step before he tried to go and bring him down.
I'm telling you, man. You watch it again. He starts losing speed, and that's why he's like, I got to go for the tackle now.
He was right.
Regardless,
he didn't make the tackle.
He didn't get it, so it doesn't matter. Yeah. This is like I said, it's a season-long thing for Carolina. I mean, they signaled throughout the offseason that they were not trying to compete this year. So now it's about what your long-term plan is and how you go about executing it.
Yeah. So real quick, let me give a shout out to Sportscaster. Don't want to forget the people over there. Wizards Warrior, thank you for joining the live stream. Jack the Beast, thank you for joining the live stream. We got a few other people in there, and everybody that's watching on Sportscaster. Thank you very much. Make sure you follow us. Follow us on there. Follow us on Twitter at LBHT Show. Also on YouTube, LBHT Show. Right, the Lunch Break Hot Take. So yeah, offense. I think they did fine. They just couldn't keep up with.
Yeah, I mean, look, they got worked in the second half too. Honestly, like they ended up with about, I think it was like 35 yards.
Yeah.
And this is a trend also for Carolina throughout the season. They are terrible in third quarters, just awful. And I'm not sure exactly what it is, but they go into halftime and they come out and everybody's got their number. They cannot perform in third quarters at all.
It's an adjustment thing. They don't know how to make adjustments to what the other team do.
It's weird because they have played well enough in fourth quarters. It's just the third. Like if it was a whole, because with Ron Rivera there, it used to be the entire second half, right? They'd come out for halftime and all of a sudden they couldn't play anymore for the rest of the game because that coaching staff couldn't make adjustments. This one it's only the third quarter, and I guess they get their bearings back in the fourth and get back to business. But teams just have their number in the third quarter all season long.
I'll say this. I think a lot of their problems are just growing pains, right? On defense, it's talent and growing pains, but offense, I think it's a lot of growing pains as a whole. The team as a whole is one of those things where you keep everybody intact, you add some more talent, and you're going to be just fine.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Like I thought they should have paid James Bradberry. I said, at the time, everybody was like, "Oh, that's way too much. He's not worth that." I was like, a few weeks after that contract's going to look like a bargain, and it does. He's playing really well, and a couple guys got paid more than he did. But the thing that I don't like is teams intentionally shedding talent like that. He's difficult to replace. Like you can't just go and get really, really good corners. That's a thing that could come back to haunt them for the next few years.
Yeah, we like the coach too. I'm gonna be honest. I wasn't a big fan of them hiring Matt Rule. I wanted them to get Bieniemy, but Matt Rule's a good coach.
Yeah, I was a fan of the Rule hire also, but like I said, at this point, it's about, because I mean, this season, they're not going anywhere this season. So at this point, it's about how they execute the team building portion of it. That's what he's always done in college. He tears programs down and he rebuilds them in a couple of years. But I mean, obviously we don't know the exact dynamics in their front office, but I don't know how much say he has over the picks, because Marty Herney is still the GM, and Marty Herney is hot garbage. So if you're counting on him to be a big part of rebuilding this roster, you're going to be fired in a couple of years.
Yeah. We'll see after this year where Mario Herney stands with the team. He might be safe. I hate to say he might be safe this year, because everything that they're doing is pretty much expected, right? It's pretty much expected. They they did do a rebuild. They blew up the team, got rid of Cam. Yeah, they brought in Teddy Bridgewater, and maybe they like Teddy Bridgewater moving forward. But there was no real expectation to win. And really what they're doing is, they're not winning, but they're really competitive. Like you said, this is the first game that they've really gotten blown out in, right? The team is looking exactly how you want a rebuilding team to look. So he might be safe. I don't know.
Yeah, I think if he wasn't safe, I think they would have fired him already.
Yeah.
Honestly. But like I said, we don't know how much say he has in the picks over Rule or anything like that. So we gotta see moving forward.
Great Spike on Sportscaster. Thank you for joining the live stream. Make sure you give us a follow on Sportscaster, YouTube, Twitter, whatever you're on. We're there at LBHT Show.
Just a bit of breaking news in case anybody listening didn't see it. The Packers signed David Bakhtiari to a contract extension. He said around midnight last night. He is now the highest paid offensive lineman in NFL history. He got a 4-year extension. They said worth up to $105 million.
Wow.
So they say right now his contract value is about 23 a year, possibly 23 and a half. So, I mean, really, really good player. I mean, that's a lot of money, though.
I'm glad the Ravens got Ryan Stanley's deal done before
Yeah.
that.
And I'm so glad that Carolina has not been negotiating with Taylor Moton.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not going to come back to bite him at all.
Yeah. Would y'all keep Teddy B if he continues to play well, or draft a QB? I mean, me and B like Teddy Bridgewater. We're fans of Teddy Bridgewater. We think he's a quality starting QB. We think he's a downgrade from Cam Newton, but we still think he should be a starter.
I'll say this: if they were going to finish with the first or second pick and they could get Trevor Lawrence or Justin Fields, I would say draft the quarterback. They're not going to be in that kind of range. So yeah, I mean, I'd be happy to have Teddy back.
Yeah. Look, and especially with the weapons that he has right now, you get him some protection.
Yeah.
Maybe add like one or two more weapons, right? Because you're probably going to let Curtis Samuel walk. Get another wide receiver, whether it's through the draft or free agency or trade or whatever. And you have everything that you need on that side of the ball to win.
Yeah, absolutely. But the key is the first thing you said, because Carolina has not been interested in protecting their quarterback since pre 2011. So need to see them go and be serious about upgrading the interior of that line. They have to lock down Taylor Moton, and they got to figure out left tackle. I mean, Russell Okung's not an answer long term. I like what I've seen of Greg Little. Also, I mean, Dennis Daly played well enough when he's gotten to play. But they gotta find the guy there.
Yeah, I don't understand what they're doing with Taylor Moton. I mean, you see all these tackles getting paid. Yeah. Right. Ryan Stanley just got paid. Bakhtiari just got paid. Like, Taylor Moton's price isn't going to go down or stay the same at this point. Like, the longer you wait, it's just going to go up.
Yeah. But again, welcome to the Marty Hurney show.
Yeah, and I know he's right tackle, but still, right? He's a good right tackle.
It's similar. It's not the same, obviously, but it's similar to I forget the year, but they had Jordan Gross and Julius Peppers both heading into free agency. Didn't get a deal done with either one of them, and so they had to let Julius Peppers walk.
Grink Spike, thanks for the thumbs up. Appreciate it. Yeah.
I mean, obviously, like I said, Curtis Samuel and Taylor Moton aren't the same level of player, but you're heading into free agency with both of them unsigned. It's not going to be surprised if you lose one or both of them. I mean, hopefully they would just franchise Taylor Moton and not let him walk, but like I said, you never know.
Yeah, the Taylor Moton one is the more important move, but Curtis Samuel, I mean, both can be done, and it shouldn't even be that hard to get done. Right? Like, Curtis Samuel isn't going to make earth-shattering money.
No.
In the agency. So, yeah, he's going to get paid. He's going to want money. He should, because I mean, this last few weeks, he's really been showing out. He's showing you his value. So pay him. He's worth it, right? And Taylor Moton, yeah, he's worth it too. Kick out some money.
Yeah.
But,
the Panthers have always been a poorly run franchise. I was hoping that would change with David Tepper, but David Tepper kept Marty Hurney. So I'm already questioning his judgment. But
true.
It is just a wait and see.
Should one says the franchise tag is kind of high, but look, man, if you want talent, you got to pay for it.
Yeah. And if you're not going to negotiate an extension prior to free agency, you don't have any other options. I mean, they can't let him walk.
Right.
They can't. Not if they're actually serious about rebuilding this team and winning games.
Yeah. So, quick stream. Hey. That's April. Who do they play next week?
Next week is Detroit. Detroit. Who eked out a win against Washington today, 30-27, without going to overtime.
My picks this week, man. They let me down. I picked Washington to win that one because it was Detroit. Yeah. I know it's Washington, but
that's what I picked Detroit to win because it's Washington. So that's
that one got interesting at the end.
It got close at the end. It was never interesting. That was an awful game to watch.
Interesting for me because I picked Washington. That's a winnable game for the Panthers.
Yeah, they've got to get off the losing streak. This, like I said, this is 5 in a row. You have to be able to beat Detroit. You have to.
Yeah.
Right.
It's 5 in a row. It doesn't even feel like 5 in a row.
Well, yeah. I mean, but Well, they were all because they haven't been blown out in any games until now.
Yeah.
So it kind of feels like they're being, when you're constantly competitive, it feels like you're a better team than you are.
Yeah.
Sometimes. But yeah, they can't close out games that are close, and now you're seeing, maybe that defense is starting to falter for real.
Yeah, this is one of those games where it really drives home the point that talent wins out, right? Mm-hmm. Like I understand, in football might be the ultimate team game, right? Like you need a lot of moving pieces, so you can't just focus on one or two people being like the star players, but like you got to have talent, and the team with more talent can always find a way to win, right?
Yeah.
Even poor coaching sometimes. They just have way too much talent. And I know last week they got blown out, so everybody kind of looked at that and said, yeah, it doesn't always work out. That's just one game.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you look at it, Tom Brady did not play well. I mean, he missed several open receivers, right? Yeah. I mean, he was overthrowing guys deep and everything. But like I said, Chris Godwin, Mike Evans, Antonio Brown, Rob Gronkowski, you can afford to make mistakes at quarterback when those are the skill position players around you. Yeah. They're going to bail you out.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, you got to have that. And, I'm bringing that up because we're going to be talking about the Panthers later tonight. And that's
the Ravens.
That's our number one point that we always make about the Ravens.
The Ravens, yeah. Well, I mean, you want to go ahead and just do a quick preview of that also?
Nah, well, I mean, real quick. This is a Panthers stream, but we'll talk about the Ravens real quick. They're playing the Patriots tonight. You and I both have them beating the Patriots. I'm not sure if it's going to be a blowout. It might be a close game.
I think it's going to be a fairly low-scoring game because, Baltimore can't protect. They don't have receivers. I think they're just going to have to run the ball to win, and that's New England's everyday look. We have to run because, I mean, I said Baltimore doesn't have any receivers, but let me introduce you to the New England Patriots, right?
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a low-scoring game, and I mean, Cam is going to be unbelievably frustrated in this one.
I think it will be similar to last week's game, right? Where the game looked kind of ugly, but we still went by double digits.
Right? Yeah, possibly.
The Patriots defense is a good defense, so we're gonna struggle a little bit, but probably in the second half we make enough adjustments to put up enough points, and we'll force some turnovers definitely.
Listen, if Brashad Perryman was taking advantage of that secondary, I want to see Hollywood Brown have a big time game. Not sure that's going to happen, but that's what I'd like to see from them. I'd like to see Hollywood show out. I'd like to see Devin Duvernay have a nice game. But the reality is, I think, again, they're going to have to just lean on Lamar and Ingram and Dobbins and Edwards running the ball. And they've got to shut down the Patriots run. I mean, I don't think those receivers are going to get open against Baltimore. So it's really Rex Burkhead, Damian Harris if he ends up going. They got to key in on those guys, and the front seven is going to be the deciding factor for Baltimore.
Well, White is back too, right?
Yeah.
I don't really think they have much of a chance. Like I said, it'll be a little bit closer than people think, but I think we'll win that pretty comfortably.
It would have to be a 2015 level game from Cam for them to win, I think.
Yeah, and you know what? It could happen. It could happen. Cam, these last few games, hasn't performed well. But
he played well last week.
Yeah.
Well last week.
Yeah.
But he's targeting Jacoby Myers, 13, 14 times a game because where else is he going to go?
Yeah. I'm interested to see what they do with Cam at the end of the season. I have a feeling the Patriots are going to bring him back.
Again, they're another one, just like Carolina. I think it depends on where they fall in the draft. If they're in range of getting, one of the top quarterbacks, or even like Trey Lance or Kyle Trask or somebody like that, I think they'll draft somebody and maybe move on. If they win a few games here in the second half of the season, I think Cam will be back.
Yeah. Curious to see how.
I don't think he was trying to throw him under the bus. He was just talking. He was just answering the question. And that's the thing that happens to everybody. Just probably happens more to Greg Roman.
Yeah, Lamar isn't a he's not like a press ready type of player, right? Like he's not one of those people that like
he doesn't have a notebook with 75 cliches ready to go for every interview.
Right. And I don't have a problem with what he said anyway. He didn't say. I don't feel like he threw the coach under a bus. I think people kind of took it that way, right? He just kind of said, yeah, like the offense is we're struggling a little bit. It's a little bit tougher to do things this year. And yeah, sometimes they're calling out our plays, but he never said, man, like the play calling is so awful out there.
But it's like Jason La Canfora said, Greg Roman ain't winning any Coordinator of the Year awards either. So you can't really be offended. You're not doing a good job.
No, no, he's not. He's not. You said it before. He's a run game coordinator. He's not an offensive coordinator. He's a run game coordinator.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, of course they're gonna call the plays. And look, I'm not a fan of Dan Orlovsky and most of the ESPN crew, but that clip that our friend, what's the B word, and if you're on YouTube, follow him. What's the B word 52? He sent us a clip of Dan Orlovsky just breaking down some tape from the Steelers game, and we ran the exact same plays in the second half. The exact plays. We didn't do any misdirection, like we didn't go the opposite way or anything like that. We just the exact same plays. Of course, they're not going to work.
Well, I mean, the last time you ran it was like an hour ago. They're not going to remember. Come on, man.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll see. But yeah, for the Panthers, man, I hate that they got blown out at the end, man. I thought they were going to win it, at least keep it close. And you know what? In the second half, they got it down to 9. It should have been 8 or 7, but they didn't get the 2-point conversion. So it just got away from them. It got away from them.
Yeah, they have a bad day.
Yeah, Tampa has way too much talent, though. Like when I'm seeing, ABs go out there and just make those tough catches, and that's another thing that we talk about when you have great wide receivers, right? You don't have to have the perfect passes. Like the ball doesn't have to be perfectly thrown every single time. Those wide receivers can make the adjustments and get those catches and keep the chains moving.
Yeah. And like I said, I'm not too worried about it. I mean, even if they were a good team, I should say, this happens to everybody. Baltimore went 14-2 last year, and as one commenter reminded us earlier this season, they got blown out by Cleveland early in the year. Right? It happens to everybody. So it's just the fact that this is the 5th straight loss for Carolina, and it's coming after 4 close games. And it just feels worse.
Yeah.
But this was going to happen no matter what.
Yeah, unfortunately, but next week could be a get right game for him. So pick your heads up. Another thing I like to see was Brian Burns had a really good game, and he was on the sideline trying to get everybody motivated. Like he's taking that leadership role.
I think Brian Burns is going to be an absolute star, and the future is really, really bright for that D line with Gross Matos, Burns, and Derek Brown.
Yeah, I want him in Baltimore too. For sure. I want an AB in Baltimore too. That head case title means absolutely nothing.
Well, the thing is, because he's not going to make any money, right? He's making a little more than $1 million, and if he gets out of line, you cut him, and nothing lost. It's the same thing I mentioned on one of our other streams. It's just like the Lakers with Dwight Howard. Nobody wanted Dwight Howard. He had a rep around the league. People didn't like him. And the Lakers brought him in and they said, hey, listen, we're going to give you a shot. You can still play. And if there's any issues, any problems at all, you're done immediately. And he acted right. And now he's got a ring.
Yeah. So real quick for people that are joining the live stream, we are trying to reach 100 subscribers on YouTube by the end of the month. So I think we're sitting at, 74, 75, something like that. So, if it's your first time seeing us, we appreciate, first of all, hit that like button and also the subscribe button. And if you subscribe, thank you for subscribing. Make sure you hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of our dope videos. We're putting out videos constantly. We took a slight break this week. We didn't put out as many videos as we usually do.
Well, we spent most of that time on the phone with customer service, trying to figure out what happened to our Xbox orders.
Yeah. So that's the other thing too. We have a video game channel, Old Man Gamers, and podcast. We do podcasts. So Old Man Gamers is our video game podcast, and we have pre-ordered the Xbox Series X and the PS5. And when you pre-order something, you expect to get it on time. And Amazon sent us notifications saying that we're not going to get it until next month.
Yeah.
So yeah, there was a lot of screaming and shouting behind the scenes. I still didn't get mine, but B got both of his set up. So
that's right.
Yeah. We're gonna be doing some reviews on that. We're gonna be talking
because they don't respect you.
Huh?
It's because they don't respect you. They don't mess with me.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you did a little trickery over there. I'm not gonna say what. You and your witchcraft.
Wow. Look, one of us is playing the Xbox and one of us is not. So
I was saying that earlier. I was saying later. We're both playing it. And I got the Google Stadia. Oh yeah.
And
we're gonna talk about that too.
I'll give you a preview. Yeah, of that podcast. Google Stadia is trash. Don't
it
bother.
Doesn't work. Yeah, it doesn't work.
They're trying to give it to you for free right now. Don't bother.
Yeah, and you take it for free. They're going to email you every day to see if you played it. But yeah, that's a little preview of what we talk about on our video game channel, Old Man Gamers. But I think that's all we need to cover.
Pending what happens with Bridgewater's knee, if that's a serious injury or not, they're going to be playing Detroit. They'll have Christian McCaffrey back. Obviously, the defense isn't going to be any better, but Detroit's not as good, so they'll look a little better, and the offense should be able to handle the Lions' defense pretty easily. I think it's pretty safe to say that Carolina should be back in the win column next week, and you can put this loss behind you.
Yeah. So right now, what's their record?
They are 3-7.
3-7. Okay.
Yeah.
They'll probably finish right around 6-10, 7-9. Yeah.
That's what it's looking like right now. Again, unless Teddy is seriously hurt, or if he's going to miss any games or anything like that, then that changes things a bit. Hopefully, he's all right and he'll be playing next week. But yeah, about 3 more wins is what it's looking like for Carolina, and then the real work begins. This offseason, it has to be all about the O-line and the secondary. That's it.
That's it. So that's it. We're going to be back later tonight. We'll do probably a post game. You want to do a post game, B?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, we'll do a post game on the Ravens and Patriots. I'm saying that now. I'll probably fall asleep and but if anybody's up after the game, if we're still up, we'll do the live stream.
We're not young, wild partier gamers. It's old man.
Yeah. But yeah, check us out tonight and later this week. We're going to be putting out a few videos this week. Also, our podcast will be back this week. So thank you for joining the live stream. Make sure you subscribe, and we will catch you guys later. Peace out.
Thank you.